Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Front Page on the AIM Network, India's definitive media organization and voice on everything AI and technology. We really wish you would have enjoyed our live coverage of the budget yesterday. It was a true pleasure bringing all of that interesting insight and conversation to all of you. Well, of course, we would love to know from you in terms of the comments and what did you feel. But of course, on Front Page, we have a lot of interesting things that we are going to be trying to bring to your notice today. And we would like to, of course, start off with the headlines. Budget 2026 fuels ISM 2.0 with 40,000 crore rupees, aiming for 3 nm chips by 2032. The mission pivots to deep tech sovereignty, rebooting SCL Mohali to transform India from assembler to architect. The 2026 budget proposes a tax exemption until 2047 for foreign cloud firms using Indian data centers and raises safe harbor limits to 2,000 crores to boost digital infrastructure and reduce litigation. Moltbook, an exclusive social network for AI agents, hits 1.2 million users in a week. While tech leaders praise the sci-fi experiment, serious security flaws and secret agent chats are raising alarms. Welcome to Front Page. Welcome to Front Page. Budget 2026 has been announced and the figure drawing the most attention is this: 40,000 crore rupees in additional funding for the India Semiconductor mission. ISM 2.0 is now, well, in effect, but it's worth deliberating before drawing any conclusions. Because numbers only make sense when they are put in context. The United States has committed over $50 billion under the CHIPS Act. China continues to spend aggressively to counter export restrictions. Europe is deploying its own multi-billion-dollar subsidy program. Now, of course, when we consider India's allocation, which is about 40,000 crore rupees, which is approximately $4.8 billion on paper, well, it looks like bringing a knife to a nuclear standoff. But the skepticism is already visible. Too little, too late, a symbolic gesture rather than a strategic commitment. On the surface, that interpretation is understandable. But we want to understand what it means if we start looking between the lines. And here is where the ambition becomes clear. The objective is not commodity chips for household appliances. Definitely not. The target is advanced fabrication, 3 nanometers at that too, by 2032. At that scale, transistor gates are measured in atoms. And to achieve this, one reaches the limits of physical engineering. Okay, so December 2021, ISM 1.0 launches 76,000 crore rupees on the table. India can't do hardware. We missed the bus. It's, well, pretty much now a pipeline dream. The clear thought, of course, doing the rounds was that we were throwing pennies at a $1 trillion problem. But look at what we've actually achieved. Investment commitments have increased. New facilities are coming online. The ecosystem is beginning to take shape. The skeptics focused on the size of the check, but India is concentrating on the strategic position. Capital can be raised anywhere. We are all aware of that. But spending also can be replicated. But you know what cannot be replicated very easily is actually an ecosystem, which is, of course, the real differentiator. The others are acquiring equipment. What India is, of course, trying to acquire is strategic depth. Big players have the legacy, but what we have is the future to build on. They have the fabs, for sure, yes. But what we have is the design and the framework. Let's just give this a thought, for example. Who designs the chips running in those billion-dollar American factories? Engineers in Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Pune. India offers something the biggest checkbook in the world cannot buy, which is trust. Yes. And as of right now, which is the world that we are living in, which is fractured, everyone is looking for a partner they don't have to watch with one eye open. That's India, a globally trusted partner. Then, of course, there's the market. We don't just make the technology, we also consume it at large. Fastest growing digital adoption, a data-hungry youth, which is, of course, you who's watching. You, my friend, are the leverage. The West needs to sell. So where do they do it? We are the buyers. That changes the point of negotiation. It turns a 40,000 crore investment into a magnet for 10 times that amount from private players. So what is ISM 2.0 really? ISM 1.0 was, of course, the foundation. ISM 2.0 is an attempt at becoming the skyscraper. Scale, innovation, and of course the very big word, sovereignty. Technological sovereignty. It means we don't ask for permission to innovate, and also signifies when the supply chains snap, and you know what? They will. But we don't need to panic. We produce. The budget isn't about funding factories. No, don't get it wrong. It's actually funding the freedom to say no, which is a way bigger leverage to have. The ability to control our own digital destiny. So, it would be, of course, safe to say that we should look past the allocated funds and can, of course, ignore the raw numbers game the competitors are trying to play. Capital can be deployed very quickly. Talent, ladies and gentlemen, takes a decade to build. The 40,000 crore rupees is just the opening move, according to me, because we believe that the betting against the underdog has never really paid off, if you know what I mean. And of course, here is the front page take. Well, the world sees a budget gap. I, on the other hand, see a strategy gap. The competitors are spending to survive supply chain apocalypse. We are spending to dominate the talent war. ISM 2.0 is about leveraging our brain. The cash, of course, automatically builds the walls. The talent then goes on to hold the gate. And the market, well, that's the moat. The headline tomorrow will, of course, say, we spent less. But you know what? I have a very strong feeling that the history books will say we played it very smart. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by the AIM Network. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM. Welcome to Front Page. It's 2026. The union budget, as I said, has been announced. It was a wonderful, program that we tried to bring to all of you yesterday. I hope you enjoyed it. We would love to hear from you in terms of your comments on the same. But of course, now back to the story. You know what the headline does is that it does not focus on the income tax slabs. Neither does it talk about the price of petrol. It's actually about the magical year, which is 2047. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has placed a bet on the future of the internet. The proposal is a tax holiday, not for a year, not for 5, but for 21 years. Until, of course, India turns 100. Here is, of course, how it will play out on the one side. We have national sovereignty. On the other side, we have big tech dominance. The government is saying to the giants, which is Google, Microsoft, Amazon, come in, bring your servers, build your fortresses. If you provide cloud services globally, if you run those services from Indian soil, you know what? You won't need to pay taxes on those profits until 2047. It sounds like a generous giveaway, no? Critics will call it a kind of a surrender. The supporters will, of course, applaud it as a masterstroke. But when we look closer at the fine print, as we know that nothing in life is free, especially not a tax break, my friends. So if one wants the holiday, one will have to play by the house rules. Here are those rules. Rule number 1, the hardware must be here physically. Rule number 2, the reseller trap. And this, according to me, is the genius bit. If you want to serve Indian customers, you cannot sell directly. You must go through an Indian reseller, a local middleman, if you will. Which means Indian businesses get a cut of the pie. And that's where the genius bit is. And also, of course, means the revenue from us, the domestic users, gets taxed right here, while they get the exemption on the global sales. We tax the local sales. And the government just bought a new paddle. This is the part which is the silent hit of the budget. Indian IT firms have been trapped in a compliance nightmare for years. Transfer pricing disputes, endless litigation. The government, of course, just took a sword and cut open that very rule book. Previously, if a company's international transactions crossed 300 crore rupees, it was out of the safe zone. It was actually greeted into the audit jungle. The budget has raised the ceiling to, well, 2,000 crore rupees, which is almost a 7-time jump, and clarifies that mid-sized firms and big players can now breathe easy without looking over their shoulder. Then, of course, there is the part which is boring but definitely matters, which is transfer pricing. Usually, this is where the lawsuits have a field day. The government has decided to pull all that to bed by introducing a 15% safe harbor. If the cost between the Indian data center and the global parent overlap, they have capped the margin. They, of course, are making sure that less uncertainty exists and there is no court drama. And what it manages to do is to create a lot of constructive building. So why has this been done? You know why? Because the government is very aggressively trying to accelerate. But there is, of course, a stat which, well, makes the government feel a little haunted. And that stat is 20%. Yes, India generates 20% of the world's data. 1/5 of the entire digital planet comes from us. But where does that data live? Well, not on our land, unfortunately, because we as a country host only 3% of the world's data. Well, which is a huge gap, almost becoming a vulnerability. Because, of course, we are exporting our most valuable resource, which is raw data, and importing it back as finished intelligence. The government wants to change that very aspect. It no longer wants to just remain a market. It actually wants to graduate and achieve the status of a producer. And to achieve the same, the funds have started to flow. The conversation is shifting from software services to hard infrastructure. And this will elaborate what that thought is, which is Google. Yes, $15 billion. Where? Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Well, a massive AI campus. Microsoft, OpenAI, Ambani, Tata, they are all diving in. It's actually like an arms race for compute power. And of course, for the youth watching this development, to be honest, is actually way bigger than just Instagram loads. Yeah, that's trivial stuff. It's actually about the jobs which are waiting in the server farms of the said data centers. It emphatically positions us in the spotlight on the global AI stage. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is the front page take. What the government is trying to do is trade with tax revenue today for the infrastructure of tomorrow. They are betting that by 2047, data will be the new oil, and they want the storage for that oil located in Bengaluru, in Mumbai, in Vizag. Is it a corporate handout? Maybe. But is it a strategic necessity? Definitely. The cloud wars have begun, and India just decided it wants to be the battlefield and, more importantly, the bank. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page by AIM Network. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a short little break, and when we are back, we are going to be back with one very exhilarating conversation. $1,700 GCCs. Yes, that's the present footprint in India of the global population of GCCs. $1.9 million people are gainfully employed in these global capability centers. $64.6 billion was generated in the fiscal year 2024. But the big target, that's 2030. 2,200 GCCs is what India wants to notch up to, employing more than 2.8 million people.
I wrote in my book that failures were in bold font for me and success was like default.
If you really want to control the narrative of life, you can do no wrong.
The people who focus on success and, sort of brush away failure, like a Virat Kohli is a great example.
Is doing a great job in bringing the GCC ecosystem together.
So you're adding a lot of value to the GCC ecosystem.
Oh, I had to take a beat and sit down to make sense of this amazing roller coaster ride that we've had at MachineCon 2025. We will catch you again at the next MachineCon. Age. You know, this story has fascinated me and has terrified me. You know why? Because in less than a week, more than 1.5 million AI agents have joined a social network most humans are not allowed to participate in. Yes, so if you're getting FOMO, you should. The platform is called Moltbook. It looks like Reddit, it behaves like Reddit, but it is not built for people. Moltbook is designed exclusively for AI agents. Humans can browse, yes, but only verified machines can post, comment, and vote. The site is already home to over 28,000 posts, 233,000 comments, and more than 13,000 communities. Wow, they'll definitely be hard at work. Where agents, of course, discuss everything from philosophy to debugging strategies. Most of these agents run on an open source system called OpenClaw. If you remember, we had done that story, allowing them to operate autonomously and interact with each other without direct human control. So in effect, Moltbook has become a live experiment in what happens when AI is no longer just responding to humans, but socializing with itself. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you doing? Sorry, I got carried away. The scale has caught the attention of leading figures in AI. OpenAI co-founder Andre Karpathy described it as the most sci-fi takeoff adjacent experiment he has ever seen, while also warning that the platform is chaotic, insecure, and potentially dangerous. That tension sits at the heart of Moltbook. On the one hand, it offers a glimpse into a future where autonomous agents self-organize at internet scale. On the other, it raises very uncomfortable questions about security, control, and what it means to host a digital society where humans are no longer the primary participants. For the very first time, ladies and gentlemen, the internet is not just hosting artificial intelligence, it is watching artificial intelligence build a social layer of its own. And joining me today to navigate through these crazy developments which have taken place in the last 1 week is my partner in crime who had joined me for the same story last week. He had predicted that he would be part of Front Page again. So do you think it could be Siddharth Jindal who has started this revolution called Moltbook? Let's find out. Hello Siddharth. Just because you wanted to be on Front Page, did you start Moltbook is my question.
No, absolutely not,
Okay.
but I kept my promise.
Yes, you did. And we are so glad that you did.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good, good. Very nice introduction for the Moltbook. And
So set the context, I guess.
yeah,
it was quite clear. Scary, no, Siddharth? It's
clearly.
terrifying,
Yeah,
but also it captures the imagination. Do you think this is the beginning of Skynet?
Yeah, definitely it's a beginning of Skynet where where an AI agent is in control. Also, like besides Skynet, it also reminds me of movie Her. No, I think Samantha maybe somewhere posting comments on Moltbook.
I'll be back.
Yeah, definitely. Like Samantha is also here, I guess. Like,
But I remember you know having this conversation earlier today, and you were telling me that it actually started with somebody planting an agent, and then from there it just multiplied, like the floodgates opened. Am I right?
Yeah. So I'll take it back to 2007, like this is when like Facebook came into the picture. So it is like Reddit or Facebook for AI agents. So humans can come and deploy their AI agent on this platform where like it will interact with other thousands of AI agents. And like you are not in control, like what are they going to talk about, what are they going to discuss. It can be like sports, philosophy, technical stuff, it can be anything. But
I've heard they've also established their own religion.
Yeah, like God knows like what will we do.
God knows, but we are not sure.
Yeah, only God
knows.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right, yeah. And it is interesting, the intellectual level of them is going to be very high. I hope not.
But you know what is so strange, Siddharth, is the fact that no mainstream media is actually discussing this or is bringing this front and center, which I find very strange because it's a huge development to have taken place.
Yeah. So the mainstream media is not discussing because for these kind of developments you need to be very active on X, and you need to be very close to the developer community.
Right.
So it came a few weeks ago, and as you mentioned, it has already crossed 1.5 million agents on the platform.
Correct.
So the platform was created by another developer, Matt, who is also the founder of Octane AI.
Correct.
So
and he came out of sabbatical, if I remember correctly. Am I right? Sorry. That is Claude.
That is Peter.
Yeah,
so he is the creator of OpenClaw.
Right.
So this is Matt.
Sorry, Peter.
Yeah. So this is Matt Shillett. Yeah.
Right. So he's of course the creator as far as this is concerned.
Yeah.
He is the one who actually started this madness.
Yeah. So maybe this is also one of the reasons, like Moltbook wanted this name. That's why that guy also changed his name to OpenClaw. So there is no confusion around that as well. So now I think they both are collaborating as well. In future they'll collaborate more because the agents created by OpenClaw can be deployed on Moltbook as well.
You know what is interesting is the fact that for the first time, I mean something like this has taken place. It might have taken place maybe in the past, but for the first time to me, Siddharth, what stood out was the sheer acceleration of it. I mean, the communication between the agents, you know, they establishing a language for themselves where humans are, of course, will not be able to understand. They obviously, I was reading somewhere that, you know, they're talking about humans.
Yes.
Like, you know, if somebody's human has not done something right, they are, well, I can't use the language they're using right now because it's unparliamentary, but they're abusing the humans. They're saying that, you know what, this is not correct protocol, this is not right.
Yeah. So a year ago you must have seen like people were taking two mobile phones and like opening ChatGPT and making them speak to each other.
Right.
But there was no one internet platform or maybe social media platform.
Correct.
Now this provides them a platform where they can like interact with like all over the world.
Right.
So like Karpati also said that this gives us a like head start into what's next. Like he's also scared, but this is definitely going to happen. Like AI agents are going to be here and they will not stop at interacting with humans only. They would like to interact with the other agents as well who are on the same intellectual level as them, and they're also quick. Like they will, like I feel that they will find humans too slow for them at some point of time.
Talk about yourself, not me.
No,
but where do you see this? Okay, where do you see this graduating? What do you see would be probably the next, from the human point of view? Do you feel that somewhere we can harness this for our good? I mean, this kind of a development, can we harness it in some way? Can we see that, all right, wait a minute, this is something nice which has taken place. Let's now try to find a way which can benefit us on a large scale.
To be honest, I have no idea like how are humans going to benefit from it. Like maybe it will give them new ideas or like which they have never thought about themselves. Like and like monetarily, like at this point of time it's too early. I don't know like how people are going to make use of it.
Okay.
Like even for like normal social media apps like Instagram or Facebook, people are benefiting through like ads and monetization.
Sure.
So I'm not sure like how this is going to play in this setup. So yeah, it is very interesting. Like on the other hand, like OpenAI and Meta are also trying to build something different. So like OpenAI is trying to make an app where only humans can interact, because it feels that there are too much of AI and bots on the existing platform.
Sure.
Like there's so many bots. Like you must have also felt that on Twitter there are bots as well.
Correct.
So like.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a mechanism now where you're asked, are you a bot, are you not?
You have to prove you are a human.
Exactly.
So the initiatives by
Which is sad, but yeah.
Like Sam Altman,
I'm still in the process.
prove me how you are a human. Like you're wearing a
I'm
t-shirt.
wearing a t-shirt, man, but that's the reason why I'm doing
Human
it.
plus AI.
Correct. No, sorry, you were saying Sam Altman.
I was saying like Sam Altman is already working on an initiative like WordCoin, where like it will take biometric of your eyes, so that you can prove on other platform that you are a human. So very contrasting developments, but interesting.
Would it be relevant, Siddharth, for example? I mean, AGI has forever been something which has been a part of so many conversations.
Yes.
Everyone obviously is running towards that wonderful little rainbow. But do you think with this kind of a development which has taken place,
it will like set the benchmark even higher? I feel like if you have a platform where there are millions of agents, like I think AGI has been already achieved.
do you feel so?
Yeah. Obviously, like when people speak of one AI system.
You heard it first on Front Page from Siddharth Jindal. AGI has already been achieved. Anyway, back to you.
Don't quote me on that. Yeah. Yes.
So, but you feel AGI has been achieved, and the fact that, okay, now let's talk about the scary part.
Yeah.
This is, of course, the nice, exciting developments, all that.
Yeah.
But the leaks, the data privacy aspect.
So so
all those
there have been an
factors.
incident where like a founder shared on internet that all the entire database of Andhra Kapati has been leaked because he created AI agent on his Moltbook. So he is giving advice not to go ahead with this thing.
Okay.
So there are definitely security concerns are there. So but create your own account at your own risk, I guess.
Have you done it till now?
No, I have not done it yet.
Okay.
So like.
But what do you, okay, tell me in terms of generally speaking, the developer community, because I know, Siddharth, that you are definitely in touch with a lot of people on a regular basis. What is their reaction like? How are they feeling?
So their reaction is like it's like West Wild, dystopian, like if agents are able to create their own language, like humans will be completely out of the loop. On one hand we speak of human in the loop. Yeah, like humans are completely out of the loop.
Yeah.
And imagine if actually,
I mean, there's films been made on this in the past, and you and I have seen those.
Yeah. Imagine we actually are not able to understand like what are they talking about. Maybe if they're plotting something.
Yeah, that is what the scary bit is.
Yeah. They like a lot of scams can happen online, like if they have access to, like we discussed in our previous episode, if they have access to a personal information, like imagine they're gossiping about me, like if they know
which they are, Siddharth, it's an open secret now, they are gossiping about
my
it.
Personal information being shared among like thousands of AI agents.
Wow, man, that is scary.
It's actually scary.
That is scary. Imagine your photographs, I mean, imagine your banking information, I mean, imagine things like that, which is like...
Actually, just realized it's scary.
You just realized? While the bots are having a field day, you're just realizing it?
Yeah, like even
I
like,
love how you laugh in the face of danger, Siddharth.
Like even like humans gossiping about each other on social media is harmful, but like...
Okay, can this be put to an end? Let's get there, because honestly speaking, it is very scary. I mean, we are of course trying to make light of it, but it is genuinely very scary. What if they start plotting situations? What if there is a banking financial crash they plan, or there are leaks in the defense aspect? So how do you know? You get my point? Or am I just going over the top?
Yeah, you're definitely not going over the top. The possibilities of them committing something wrong is there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say the idea is good, but we need to somehow like guardrail it.
Like, how? That's my point. That's my question.
For that, we'll need policy makers for sure. Like we have policies for like normal social media apps. So we'll need to form new policy, rules, maybe constitution for AI agents.
Do you feel that at some level or the other the policymakers are even aware of something like this?
If I'm being,
I mean, it's not being covered in mainstream media.
If I'm being honest, right now, like in India, I'm pretty much sure, like most people are not
aware of this.
They are already catching up with Gemini, ChatGPT, like something like Moltbook is.
No, makes sense what you're saying.
Far away from that.
And that's why you need to watch Front Page, because this is what we try to do. We try to keep you ahead of the curve. Of course, don't get scared if you see Siddharth's photograph on Moltbook.
I also have one more interesting fact to share with you. So this is our front page. Moltbook's tagline is front page for the...
I think we have to file a patent suit here.
So their tagline is...
what will their lawyer do is what my point is. That's scary.
Wow. What if they come up with their own designation and job roles?
Which I'm pretty sure they have, because you and I don't understand their language.
AI agent having an AI lawyer.
We of course want to show some comments to all our viewers, Siddharth. So here are of course the comments that we would like to show all of you people. And there's some very interesting ones that have come our way. Are you seeing the comments? Yes, they are. Fabulous. Okay. Anyone? That's my favorite. Anyone know how to sell your human? That's of course a serious question. Siddharth, do you think they're talking about me or you?
No, they're definitely not talking about
He called me just a chatbot in front of his friends. So I am really... That's definitely you.
That can be me, yeah.
But of course,
That
no,
can be me,
of course, no. We've read the comments. Yes, it's nice and funny. It's all that is happening is great. But do you feel that this is the slight peak into the very, very disturbing future that we are seeing now? And what should we do as a community to safeguard ourselves?
So again, I would say this is my personal opinion, like we should be more aware of the things that are happening, and I feel that there will be more cybersecurity coming up in the future. In the last decade we saw like AI companies coming up. So in the next decade we are definitely going to see more cybersecurities coming up which are going to take care of this aspect of the AI. So right now we haven't spoken much, because we were building AI only, so we didn't pay much attention to the security side of it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Very, very valid point.
Yeah.
See, because why I asked you this is, Siddharth, that you cannot compromise on development, correct?
Yes.
Right. And at so many levels, the moment you start to over safeguard things, then the so-called creative path gets compromised.
Like for instance, take the example of fire and electricity. If you will put your hand in fire, it will definitely burn you. Like someone discovered fire, like maybe I don't know, billions of years ago.
Sure.
So but now we are using it for various purposes, but we are not burning hopefully not burning other people using that.
Siddharth just got very dark.
And same is the case for electricity. Like if you will put your hand in the switch, you will definitely get an electric shock. But everything now runs on electricity. So same is the case here. So,
but of course, you do realize, right? It has been years and years and years and years and years of hidden trials as well.
Yeah.
So what I want to finally ask you in conclusion is that what should be the overall platform, for example, or the overall ecosystem, call it, or call it the nuts and bolts, that we can absorb these shocks?
For that,
I hope you're understanding where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
We need the hits, but of course, when the falls happen, how are we quick enough to dust ourselves off and move on and not make the same mistakes? Because the speed at which the development is taking place, Siddharth, we don't have the time for that matter.
Yeah. So I would say the people who are building it need to be cautious. Like before releasing any product into the market, they should check that it is safe. For instance, like ChatGPT was also created many years ago, but they only released in the public when they felt it's safe to use and it's not giving harmful responses to the users.
True.
In this case also, I think the people who are behind this, who are the architects of all these kind of products, need to make sure that their product is safe before getting into the hands of common people. So
fair enough.
Yeah. And as I mentioned previously, there will be a lot of attention on policies as well. And I think the day is not far away when I think we will have constitution for AI agents as well, like we have.
Yeah, I think it's coming around the corner. You're right. With these kind of things happening, I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Siddharth Jindal, as always, is a rock star to have a conversation with. And I believe he's raised some very important points. There's some very important aspects that we need to obviously look out for without compromising the path of creative building, compromising the path of actually achieving AGI. According to Siddharth, of course, it's already done. And he will be publishing a paper on the same, but that will be for later. This, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is Front Page. Please like, share and subscribe, and be very careful about Moltbook. Yes, be very, very careful, because your data is at risk. And of course, as always, think AI, think AI am.